What's going on YouTube? This the Modern Man Experience. Back at y'all with another video, man. This one right here gonna be from Philip Scott's show. We're gonna be talking about why black Americans aren't out protesting for Renee Good. Let's get into the video. Let's see what he got to say.
Now, and I was hearing this story over the past few days. I've been in Las Vegas when I was at the CES convention. And this story, many of you have sent messages to me about this story. They say, hey, when Phil going to speak on this? Well, the story of the woman, Renee Nicole Good. Now, who is this woman? Well, what is up with her? Well, this woman had lost her life at the hands of an ICE agent a few days ago. And it has shocked white America. It shocked white America because this is not supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen to those black Americans. Better known as FBA, better known as Solon, better known as Soul Sisters and Soul Brothers. You understand what I'm saying? It's supposed to happen to them. It does not supposed to happen to anyone that is not of the black American community in this manner. Now, let's go ahead on and check this out, this article real quick. I just want to touch bases because we got to have a short conversation about this. As you see here, that's part of the video of what happened with, Miss Renee Nicole Good. Now, this particular woman, they said the first two gunshots by an ICE agent in a deadly shooting of a U.S. citizen in Minneapolis Wednesday. It said, according to ABC News. It says the circumstances around 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good's death, it said, have ignited a national firestorm. It said with leaders of Minnesota's largest city, along with numerous lawmakers condemning ICE agents' actions. And say while federal officials say that the agents acted in self-defense after Good tried to ram them, it said with her car in an act of domestic terrorism. I said not Good. It said she's a Minneapolis mother of three. And so who was in the driver's seat of her Honda Pilot in the middle of a residential street when the ICE agent opened fire. And so according to ABC News Now, some verified video, including a few new footage that emerged on January the 9th, Good could be seen turning her car steering wheel to the right away from the ICE agent. It said who shot her just over 1 second before it said the first of three gunshots were fired. Okay, so on Wednesday, they were doing a federal law enforcement. It said officers in Minneapolis were doing an enforcement operation Wednesday morning. It said when the vehicle got struck, it said stuck in the snow. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said at a news conference Wednesday. Noem says agents called for others to help remove the vehicle from the snow when protesters arrived and who were preventing them from leaving the scene. They are returning back to headquarters, I believe, to start a new operation. It said she told reporters, it said they had just completed one. Okay. So it said 2 minutes before the shooting, it said Renee Good's Honda Pilot is stopped diagonally on Portland Avenue while at least four cars passed perpendicularly. According to the video footage recorded, it said by Renee Grandel, they said the passenger side front window is closed, while the rear window is mostly open. Seconds later, at least three federal agents wearing masks are seen walking toward the Honda Pilot as bystanders can be heard whistling and yelling at officers. 22 seconds before the shooting, a woman could be later identified as a Good's partner stands behind the Honda Pilot and appears to question a federal agent. According to a video obtained by local attorney Daniel Suter that was shared with ABC News, say the woman and the agent appear to be holding up cell phones, filming each other. The Honda Pilot can be seen, it said, moving very slightly forward while the woman and agent are behind the car. Now, they say the vehicle then stops. The agent will subsequently move alongside the Honda Pilot passenger side and position himself in front of the car. Now, they talk about what happened before the shooting here. They say that a Ford Explorer California license plate, they say that has been on the side of Portland Avenue, can be seen on the video pulling out in the street. They talking about all of this stuff here. And then before the shooting, you'll see what happened here. Now, I watched the full video, ladies and gentlemen. I watched the full video.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not trying to say she tried to run him over unintentionally, but I'm not saying she didn't drive towards him. Like, she could have been trying to hit him, and he could have took that as a threat. You know what I mean? So Not saying she definitely didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? No matter how much y'all, folks do stuff to other people, I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, wish death on nobody. But at the end of the day, you can't run a car towards a cop, you know what I'm saying, expect not for them not to at least open fire.
In its entirety, okay? I wanted to make sure I did that. I'm not going to play the video here, but you can go look at the video yourself, okay? What I saw on the video was law enforcement told her to get out the vehicle. She did not want to get out the vehicle. I saw the one officer get in front of her car. She backed the car up, and then he still said, "Get out the car." And then she went forward, and the car did touch him, and he fired. And then as she kept going, he fired some more. And then, of course, she, passed away. Now, I'm going to say up front, and this is exactly how I truly feel, that any loss of human life is not a good thing, especially tragic loss of human life. But I would not be me if I do not remind white America of some things. White America, white America, white America. I've been doing this for 13 years. And I remember you, in particular, were saying some things when law enforcement was taking the lives of Black Americans for a whole lot less. You see, as Black Americans, we don't go get ourselves in the middle of a law enforcement operation. Even the most law-abiding among us do not go in the middle of any kind of law enforcement operation. If the police are here, we go over here. We don't even want to talk to cops a lot of the times because we lose our life for really a lot less. If there was a Black American in that vehicle, it wouldn't even got that far. All of them would have unloaded their guns on her. So she had privilege enough to feel that she can go and buck them and mess with them. Black Americans know better than that. That's number one. Over the years, when Black people were being killed by law enforcement, when they were running away, Black Americans, doing what they're supposed to do when they have concealed carry permits. So like Philando Castile say, hey, I do have a firearm because I have to let you know according to what y'all say the law is, and lose your life that way. Black people have asked questions and lost their life. Black people have called the cops to help them and lost their life. Black people, had supposedly welfare checks on them, lost their life in their own house. You know what I'm saying? Sonia Massey, to be one of them, right? Got gunned down in her own house and not even trying to attack law enforcement. There's so many people. Corin Gaines, you have Freddie Gray. You can keep naming people over the years. And when these actions has happened to Black Americans, you know what you said, white America? Well, if you just listen to the police and follow lawful orders, then none of this would happen. Will you apply that same messaging to Renee Good right now? No. I mean, because according to what I saw in the video, why didn't she comply with lawful orders? Just a question, right? I remember, white America, you said the officer's afraid of their life. Yep. And that ICE agent was afraid of his life too, right? He was afraid. And white America, you said to us, hey, that officer got to make it home to his family. And so he has to defend himself. Well, that ICE agent had to make it home to his family. And he had to defend himself. Right? When we would run away, that would justify them taking our life. Well, according to what you have said about Black America, I guess the ICE agent is justified. According to you, not Philip, not Black America, according to you, you have supported Blue Lives Matter. Barack Obama did a blue alert law. All this stuff about blue lives, you white Americans was putting a blue light During the times of black people standing up for justice, not black people getting involved in law enforcement operations. No. Did George Floyd get himself involved in a law enforcement operation? Then some of you putting a picture of this lady next to George Floyd. Are you serious? George Floyd wasn't getting involved with no police. He wasn't involved with the police. They took his life. They didn't tell George Floyd, hey, George Floyd, go over there. Stay out of our business. They didn't do that to George Floyd. They literally snuffed that man's life out. George Floyd didn't attack the cops. So why are y'all trying to put this lady next to George Floyd? That's insulting.
You stupid.
And completely not factual to how George Floyd lost his life and Miss Good lost her life. For over a decade, I've heard white America support these police wholesale. You have never questioned them. You have never called them to account. The only reason they've been called to account is because of black Americans. The only reason they even have body cams is because of black Americans. It's not because of you. Because if it was up to you, they would never have a body cam. They would never went to jail, because as long as they were doing it to the black man and woman and child of America, you was okay with it. But see, this is what you did, white America. Let me tell you what you did. You cultivated that particular industry, law enforcement. You have babied it. You have said it's okay to oppress. It's okay to undermine. It's okay to harm. It's okay to unalive, as long as it's the black man, woman, and child.
Yeah, man, you can't argue his point, man. You can't argue that. Like, they really did get off the police. I was about to say officers, but they gave police this green light to be able to do whatever not do whatever they want to do, but kind of like harm people with impunity. You know what I'm saying? Once you give them that type of power, you think it's not going to corrupt, and it's not going to be so corrupt to where it hurts everybody. Yes, you can't give somebody so much power. That's why everybody complain about the system, government, patriarchy. Because you give it so much power, guess what? Power corrupts, absolutely.
And they've got pretty good at it. And now you have created a monster, and now it's touching you. And now you're shocked. Oh my God, I can't believe they did this. Really? Black America is saying like, okay, we lost our life a whole lot less. We lost our life for asking questions. We lose our life for running away from them. Running away. Not ramming a car into them. Running away. We lose our life. You understand what I'm saying? Telling them we got a concealed carry. That's how we lose our life, right? You shock. Oh my God, these police, these agents. Oh my God, Trump and all. You supported that. You the one backed them up and said they are in fear of their life. You the one said they got to go home to their family. You the one said, well, if you just comply with a lawful order, these things would not be happening to you. Go to court and fight it out. Don't argue in the street with the police. This is what you said to black Americans. So you need to apply the same things that you have said well over a decade that I've been reporting on these cases.
Can't make this shit up.
Apply it to this situation. People are asking, why black Americans aren't out in the street with this? Two reasons.
How about
One,
you?
not our business. It's not our business.
How about new?
When we say that we are checked out, we have checked out of this out of America in a lot of senses. Don't look at black America to come be your champion no more. No. That's done. We want to champion ourselves. We're going to look at what's going on in black America. Not America, black America. Go deal with your issue, your problems.
And that's one of the things that they don't want us as people to figure out, is how to get along, be resourceful for each other, be very community based, and learn how to make it without other people's being involved. They don't want that. And that's the reason why every time something happens, they like, where is the black people at? Because they see us rallying around each other now, and they see in us, you know what I'm saying, crimes go down, and they see in us making more money, and they see in us making moves, and that's making them very paranoid, because now they infighting because they don't got nothing to blame us for.
Part of resting or even delineation, because I know we talk about delineation in the sense of the greater diaspora, but we also, as part of separating ourselves from the greater rest of America too, into our own situation and dealing with our problems. Don't look this way. Number two, I'm gonna tell you why Black Americans aren't there. If Renee was a Black woman and she did exactly what she did in that video, Black people wouldn't defend her either. You know why? Because Black Americans would say, nah, that girl know better than that. Go mess with them police. She know good and well with them many police surrounding her with guns. She just better go ahead and get out of that car. No. She went, pressed her gas, went toward that cop, and we saw the video. Black America wouldn't even be supporting that. But once again, Black Americans, the reason why we can come out and actually fight for justice is because we don't go toward the police. We don't get involved in their business. They tell us stay away. We stay away. We don't get involved with anything. That's it. When our lives have been taken, it's been taking running away, asking questions, calling for help, welfare checks. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of thing that's been happening.
Traffic stops.
Happening to Black Americans. Or even other Black people who are even part of diaspora, like Botham Jean. He's sitting in his home, his own home, eating ice cream, and Amber Geiger went in there and took that man's life. So you definitely killed Black immigrants too. And every single time you try to now I know Amber Geiger went to jail, but I'm saying is this has been going.
But she didn't get the time that she deserved, because if there was somebody else come on now, we know there was anybody else that, well, I can't say anybody else, because some of these people, other races of people, don't be getting the same amount of time as Black people either. Y'all be getting away with shit too. I ain't leaving y'all. I ain't just gonna pick on white folks. A lot of y'all racism of, a lot of y'all ethnicities and races of people in this country are very easy at getting away from shit, or getting away with stuff. You know what I'm saying? About the system, about the American system, and about the cops. They let y'all go on with a slap on the wrist. That's all I'm gonna say. Why they be throwing the book at Black people. Let's continue the video.
Going on for a very long time. And a lot of you have supported the extrajudicial killings of American citizens. And now it has touched your community. And now you got a problem. Now you want answers. You want something done. And you politicians, all of a sudden it's a problem now? Why? Because of Renee's skin tone? That's why it's a problem? I'm going to call it what it is. Well, what happened to them thoughts and prayers? Now y'all want something done, huh? See, and this is a Democrat state too. The same Democrats up there. Oh, they want something done. But when it kept happening to Black people over and 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 over again. Look at Joe Biden. Black people say, hey, man, put in the George Floyd bill, and we want qualified immunity gone from these police so they can be held accountable when they do things like this. Don't y'all wish you would have had that George Floyd bill right now? White America? See, it would have benefited you right now. But oh no, your boy Joe Biden, he didn't want to get rid of qualified immunity. That ICE agent got qualified immunity. Every time you think that you're doing something to harm Black America, you do know we live in the same country, right? So when they pass a law, those laws will benefit or harm everybody. Or the lack of laws being passed will harm everybody too. And what you're seeing right now is a culmination of what you supported for years when it's happened to Black Americans. Black Americans not going to go out there doing anything. No, we're not. And I was just talking to family about this. We were all talking about it. Like, you better go sit yourself down somewhere, going out there looking like Boo Boo the Fool out there talking about this situation. Let white America go protest and defend their own community. You want to protest? You want to do something? We got a whole lot of things right here in our cities that we need to be fixing. to be dealing with Black America. You go out there protesting, then police, like I seen before, gonna make a beeline to you. They're not gonna beeline to them. They gonna say, "Oh, a black person, let me go get them." You better stay out of that mess. See, with this Trump administration, them folks, they are starting to experience everything they supported happening to us. They was cool and fine when we were losing our health insurance. They were cool and fine when we were losing our jobs. They were fine when we were losing our food stamp benefit. They were cool. And now they experiencing everything they supported happening to us, ladies and gentlemen. So I say this. Maybe in the future, white Americans, you will stand on the side of righteousness, which is on the side of Black America, to be honest with you. Yeah, I said it. We if you stand on Black America, you stand on the side of righteousness. You stand against Black America, then you stand against with righteousness. You stand with sin and unrighteousness. That's what you stand with. Period. Black Americans have fought for everybody, which is what God would do. Fight for everybody, right? And you turned.
Let's keep it real. That's what Jesus did. You know what I'm saying? He said, share. He said, let's be good to people. And what they do to him, crucified. And so I'm just saying, man, who more of the Jesus type like people? You know what I mean? I think black people, bro. We embrace everybody. Everybody's still our culture, and we don't even be making a big deal out of it. So y'all need to come on this side, man. Start aligning with us, because we be trying to tell y'all, man. We be knowing what's up, because we just vibrate with the universe, man. For some reason, we got some type of universal law. We understand like what's going on, and we've been through this. We've been through it all, man. That's why we everywhere in the world.
Against that, and now you're experiencing what you supported. Now, there may be some white Americans say, I wasn't that way. I always supported, the black community. I was on the right side of history. I'm not talking about you. But let's just keep it 100. You are the minority in your community. You're not the majority. Because if you were the majority, we wouldn't even have, I wouldn't even think 75% of the problems we got in America right now. Unfortunately, the majority isn't you. And I say that a big unfortunate. Unfortunately, the majority supports things harming black people, and now because a lot of things that were supported on the guise of racism, now that racist policies are being turned towards you. And I said this many times before, absolute power cannot contain itself. It would eventually touch you too. See, a lot of you say, well, as long as they were doing it to the black people and not doing it to us, we are good. We got our jobs, we got our benefits, we got our EBT. Police don't do nothing to us, so we good. Well, now they doing it to you. Mm-hmm. See, when they were doing it to the least of them, you thought they weren't gonna do it to you.
Yeah, aka the Mexicans and Latinos, and Venezuela people, whatever you call them, Venezuela. They were doing it to them. Everything was all good. Get the Mexicans out of here. But it's boom, boom, pow, pow. You know what I'm saying? The whitey, everybody, let's protest. Nah, we're going to stay over here and chill and make videos, make content, and finish living our life. You know what I'm saying? They even took the healthcare away. Can't make this shit up.
That's really what it is.
And Obama implemented that. Don't forget, y'all. But he want to reverse everything Obama did, and now it's affecting everybody, even you white people. I'm just saying, man, make it make sense.
So you have to take personal responsibility for supporting police for years, taking the lives of black Americans for little or nothing. And you got to sit with that. Mm-hmm. You have to sit with it. Period. This situation, and it's going to be more situations in America that's going to happen during the time of Trump. And I've said this many, many times before. By the time Donald Trump, by the time the end of his term, y'all not going to know if y'all coming or going. I'm talking about the folks. You're not going to know if you're coming or going, because you're going to have a rude awakening with this administration. You in particular. It's nothing this administration can really do to us that haven't been done already. So, what is he going to do that haven't been done? Our lives been taken. We've been mass incarcerated. We've been gentrified. And that's happening to you too. You're being gentrified out of your communities with AI data centers. All kind of things are happening to y'all that always happen to Black Americans. And you had no problem with gentrification. You had no problem with getting moved out of your area. You had no problem with our power bills and environment getting messed up with these plants. You had no issue with it, with these refineries. But now they're putting AI data centers in your backyard. They talking about how the water gets contaminated and how you use so much power and all that, and how y'all bills it went up and all because of these AI data centers. And only if you'd have said something when they was releasing chemicals and doing all kind of things to the Black community, you know, messing up the environment where we live, and even us getting cancer where we live. Only if you would have said something sooner. Only if you'd have fought for stronger, environmental protection laws when this was going on. Only if you fought for it, but you didn't care because it was happening to Black Americans.
Yeah, aka Indiana. Remember that shit? Detroit. Yeah. Governor Snyder, whatever his name was. Yeah. We ain't forget about that shit.
And now it's your turn. And you're going to have to deal with every bit of it. You know why? Because you supported it when it happened to us. So why would they stop doing it now?
Agreed.
So we'll follow this story, that's for sure. But I'm going to tell you this. Maybe next time, stand on the right side of history, and not stand on the side of racism.
Right.
Anti-Black racism.
That's all it is.
To be exact. Stand on the right side of history in the area you're voting. Stand on the right side of history in the area of just being a decent American. Black America has been the leader of every moral cause in this country. Why don't you just fall back and say, Black America, whatever you say, hey, we're going to just rock with it because, hey, you already know what's up. You know this country better than anybody. But I know you're not going to do that. Maybe a minority possibly could think about it, but you're not going to do that. You'll continue going down the route you're going. Your heart will continue to be hardened against Black Americans and all of that. Okay. But the discourse is interesting. I'm seeing that's happening in your community about this story. But in the area of Black Americans, we ain't got nothing to do with that. Our name is Paul, and that's between y'all.
Hey, man, shout out to Philip Scott, man, podcast for that show, man. Look, that was a good one, man. Let me know what y'all think about Renee Nicole. Was she wrong? Was she right? Was they justified? Was they not? Let me know down in the comment section, man. I'm going to leave a link to this video in the description. But until next time, y'all know what it is. It's the Modern Men Experience. I'm out of here. Peace.